What's happening, faithful? Welcome to Platform 246. I am Lawrence. Thank you so much for stepping up. It's fucking Tuesday. I waited 10 seconds. You know what that means. It's 49ers Tuesday. And fitting that 49ers Tuesday this week, probably the most important 49ers Tuesday of the year, maybe of all time, is the day that training camp opened. Training camp opened up on Tuesday, and we have a whole lot to talk about. So if you are new, welcome to again Platform 246. Thank you for stepping up. Do us all a favor. Bolster that like button, even though he's not in camp. Bolster that like button for me. I sincerely appreciate it. It helps the channel. We want to try to get to 20 likes before the end of the show, if we can do that. Or at least by the time I wake up in the morning. It's hot as shit in Vegas. The countdown is on for that. The countdown is on. It's hot to the motherfucker. All right. But hopefully you had a good day. Hopefully it's a Taco Tuesday for you. We know it's Taco Tuesday for LeBron, right? But please hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy. Thank you so much for stepping up with us today. Training camp open. So that means we have to do a call-in show. So the link is in the comments. And so is 187 Purdy. You want to come on and say that for me today, brother? As a matter of fact, there you go, 187. I have been able to see how well you type all over the place, my dog. But how about you step up and speak some words to us? Let us know how you're feeling about Purdy being limited. And then SG Sports Talk, what's happening to you, sir? Thank you for stepping up. Welcome to Platform 246, bro. How you been? How are you feeling? How's everybody feeling? There goes the link, folks. There goes the link. You can jump right on. We have a whole lot of stuff to talk about. Like I said, there's only 49,000 things that we could discuss right now. Some things that we're going to start with, though. We're going to get right into it. But first of all, everybody is live right now. Every freaking 49er content creator. I'm not surprised, 187. Somewhat of a sense of anonymity is good for some of us. I feel you. But thank you for coming anyway. Yes, bro, anybody can jump on, but before we do that, and we ask everybody to try to keep it to like 2 minutes if you can, unless there's nobody else jamming with us, then roll with it, whatever it takes. But I'm just happy that Niner football is on. Not today, SG. I appreciate that you asking, bro. Not today. But again, like I was just saying, like everybody, we just try to give it about 2 minutes, unless we're doing that kind of show. But football is back. We had a show at the press conference today. Depending upon who you are and how you think. And we're all different. We're all fans. And I wish more of us fans could just not argue and shit and just be fucking fans. But that's not possible, because when you have favorites in any really walk of life, you have people who are going to clash with each other, right? And there's so much of that going on right now in the internet, in the interwebs, on 49ers Twitter, here on YouTube, in the media. And some of you sons of bitches in the media should be ashamed of yourselves. You really, really should. Because you don't do your job well. I would have just loved some hard-hitting questions today. What's happening, Miss Melissa? How are you doing? Thank you for stepping up. Please hit the like button, folks, if you don't mind. Everybody's live, so if you even just stop in, I sincerely appreciate it. I mean that. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, so thank you for that. But, we have so many of us 49er fans. And I mean that since we are the top fan base in all of football. And we probably push in sports. We probably in the top 10 of sports, if you ask me personally. Now, obviously, I'm biased. But there was a meme that went out last week. It's like, the top 12 most annoying fan bases, right? And on that list, surprisingly, we were not. And I tweeted, and follow us at Bam Bam LLD on Twitter. I appreciate it. I tweeted out, really, we just annoy each other. And I think that that's the truth. And there's a whole bunch of that going on today. There's also a whole lot of interpretations going on today, a whole lot of opinions going on today. All of us trying to consistently break down with two motherfuckers, most importantly, one motherfucker, not you, John Lynch. You're stupid, in my opinion. You're not stupid. He's a brilliant man, but you're stupid, John Lynch. Yeah, he's not dumb, but he's stupid. Tommy Hooker says Rodgers traded for a mid-utility player, and I reside in Las Vegas, Tommy, I know that is your everyday uniform to say the word fraudsters. I know that, my man. Thank you for stepping up. Please hit the like button. That's the last thing on my mind, Tommy, but thank you, bro. Hopefully you're doing good. You think we should be worried about Mitch Witch? Yes, Melissa. Yes, Melissa, my girl. Hit the like button for Melissa, please. Melissa, that's one of the topics and banners that I have set. Mitch cracked his back, or Mitch jacked his back. But he was in there, he was hitting, he was in there, clanging and banging, pumping the iron. You know what I'm saying? So, and then my man Tommy says, even though he had it, I think that's a goat or it's a leopard, one of the two. But he had to tease me about the Dodgers. And it's really because, no disrespect to anybody, Giants fans want to be like the Dodgers so bad. I love you, Tommy. Great. Y'all, please say thank you. Hello to everybody. I know how much I love that. I love when y'all saying hello to everyone. And again, you could be anywhere, so thank y'all for stepping up. And jump around all the content creators up. And I have no hate in my bones. I don't hate. I just state. So what I will state is that everybody is live right now. You can drop in everybody's chat. Shout out to all of the 49ers content creators. I saw all of you putting up the Brock Purdy. It's clear to go. Thumbnails to try to get you as many people to watch your show as possible, and I don't blame you. So handle your business, folks, and y'all go support the Niners content creators. Hit the likes, subscribe to their channels. But what I want to know first and foremost, aside from why we have so many people that put up the Brock Purdy, it's clear to go thumbnails today when he's not, is the flip side of that coin. Trey Lance. Amen, SG. And the hate that you give him. Give me a couple of minutes. So, for 2+ years, and I really refrained from doing this outside of Twitter and stuff like that, but I have no fear. I put my face to it and my voice to it. That's the kind of man that I am. As close to you people as I could possibly be, and I do mean you people. The hate that you people give Trey Lance, it's atrocious to me. I still can't understand it. And it's not all racism. A lot of it is. A whole lot of it is. But it's not all racism, because just as many niggas is saying the same stupid ass shit as our white folks or Hispanics, Asians, avatars, whatever. It's not all racism. We'll get to that, and that is big. I personally think the biggest thing is, I think there's one main primary reason why. Ms. Melissa says, it's pandering to the quarterback controversy and to get people's hopes tuning in. Is that, and it's cray. Boom, you're right. Romello in the building, right on time. What's happening? Everybody, please say hello to Romello. What's going on, everybody? So the reason why Trey Lance, I think, is so hated is because of that motherfucker that's currently where I think that's the first and foremost reason. Because a shooting star came into our lives in Santa Clara at the end of 2017 with 5 games of fury. A mirage, if you will. A trick. It was for play. It was cray though, right, Melissa? We all went wild for that son of a bitch. Then the next season, because he's not an athlete, he tried to juke off the wrong leg, ripped his shit up, snapped his whole fucking shin, knee, head and toes, everything, ripped his whole shit, right, in Kansas City. Still our house of horrors, by the way. We go through all kinds of stuff. We get Trey Lance, cracks his finger. And then in comes Mr. Irrelevant himself, Brock Purdy. A good, great dude who played good football. I don't think he played great football. But what all of you saw was James 2.0. Be real with yourselves. You don't have to be real with me because I know that you won't. But be real with yourselves. You hate that man because he replaced James. And then Brock Purdy came in and rode the train from the passenger seat, but he didn't fuck with the radio. He didn't fuck with the air. That's what James did. James was in the passenger seat, but he was fucking with shit. Pardon me. Absolutely not, Tommy. Stop it. I know you hate me. See, Tommy, I think you really secretly hate me. The shit that you be sending me on Instagram, Tommy, and the shit that you be saying to me in my comments, I think you hate me. Not because you lumping me in with Melissa, much love, Melissa, but because you say any possible way that I like that son of a bitch. Because I can't stand him because his whole aura, first of all, he fucking moved to where I fucking moved to. Okay? Secondly, his aura is still over this fucking franchise. Stupidity. Thank you. Good won those games. Yeah, juked back in. He juked off. Thank you. Making me drop my lighter. The nigga juked off the wrong leg. I can't even find my shit. See, y'all done brought this nigga up. Boom, I'm back. He juked off the wrong leg and ripped his whole shit up. And then again, he got replaced by a multitude of people. They brought in a replacement that they thought. And I feel that one person on the team still thinks is the best option for him. But they brought in Trey Lance. Everything happened. He played on fucking Noah's Ark. But none of you will even give him credit for that. Why is that? James got every fucking excuse in the book when the son of a bitch had a pick 8 for us and cost us the 1 seed. Because that game in Denver cost us the 1 seed. When James got a pick 8, none of you people said anything. You made every excuse for his tap dancing, pirouetting ass. Trey Lance plays his first start on the road as the leader of the team on fucking Noah's Ark. Nope. Didn't matter. Are you kidding me? Why? Why do you hate him so much? I want to just say it's because he's a nigga. But I see plenty of niggas acting the same way. So I can't completely say that, even though we all know that's a big part too. And why is that? I blame some of that on Colin Kaepernick, who's still trying to get back into the league. But I blame some of that on Colin Kaepernick, not for what he did, but for what it caused, which was the racism to seep up from the Levi's grounds. And now, or wherever the fuck we were playing in, and now it hasn't left yet. And they don't want even a light-skinned half-breed to be the quarterback of this team. It's not like Trey Lance has played bad at all. He hasn't. The worst thing about Trey Lance is his hairline. That is literally the worst. And he likes ass. He likes light-skinned ass, apparently. He got a couple of dollars. Hell, when I was 21, when he was 22, I liked light-skinned ass at the strip club too. The second my son turned 18, he wanted to go to a strip club. Ain't even brought up in his life. I don't even talk about him. I haven't been to one since either one of my sons were born. But the second my son turned 18, he wanted to go to a strip club. Why? Because he's a young male. Now, Brock Purdy, his balls are in somebody's purse already. Which one would you want? No, let's not get to that. Yeah, but Brock Purdy, yeah, he wanted to wear some boy cutters, some nut cutters, and stand on the pier and take pop shots and pictures of him proposing to his wife. And Trey Lance likes to throw cash at bitches that like to dance. That's his problem. And that's Brock's problem. That's not our problem. Our problem is how they play on the field. But only one of them gets to play on the field in some of you all's minds because you hate the other one. And I have no utter fucking idea why. And none of you can tell me why. None of you can seem to tell me one good reason why that man should not get an opportunity other than Brock did what James did. Came and gave you a false sense of security, Faithful. That's what he did. He put up a mirage. Have you seen the movie In the Army Now? It's a mirage. They're in Africa. They thought they saw the ocean, nigga. No, it was a mirage. They were in the deserts of Africa. Pauly Shore and this white homeboy with the blonde hair. The funny ones, right? Great movie. In the Army Now. They thought they saw the fucking Pacific Ocean when they were in the deserts of South Africa or Saudi Arabia. And it was a mirage. And he ran probably about a good football field, about 100 yards. Guy ran about, not Pauly Shore, because he's dumbass friend. Ran, because I'm Pauly Shore. Ran about 100 yards, stripping down all his clothes. Bare, white, peach ass, all on the screen. Falls in the sand, mouth in the dirt. How could it be? Pauly Shore said, they're going to come and turn your skull into an ashtray if you don't get up from right here. If you don't wake up. He poured water on his face because it was a mirage. It was not the Pacific Ocean. It was the sand. And Brock Purdy is not the Pacific Ocean. He is the sand. And I think that while I've never been to Hawaii yet, I think Trey Lance might be the crystal blue waters of motherfucking Waikiki. But you won't give him a chance to even see if he's the fucking swamp waters of Alabama. You won't even give him a chance. Why? Somebody tell me why. What's good, Ro? Let me check some comments. My sincerest apologies, y'all. We're not done, though. We're barely just getting started. Juice is a good old boy. I don't even want to take it just to the racism fact. I really don't want to be. That's a weak argument because I know there's some racism. But there's plenty of people who are not racist. No matter you were white, black, red, green, they're not racist against him. I want to know why you hate Trey Lance so much. If it's because he's a nigga, let it be known then. Say it with your chest. It's because you just think he sucks after 13 quarters of football last season in his career, then let that be known too. And then see what I say to you. Despise that motherfucker. That's James. Yes. What's happening to the Shucks? Hey, man, what's happening? I don't remember seeing you too often in the show. Welcome. Thank you for stepping up, folks. Unless you don't like anything that I've said so far, and I would understand. Please hit the like button. I don't mind if you don't do it, but I'm just, the football is back, and so is my passion. It is for a lot of you, too. Some of you have a lot of content creators live right now. Shout out to all of you. Salute. I mean that for real. Some of you have not seen live or make a video in 5 months. But welcome back to the game. And welcome back to the game for the team. But we're in the same game. What's the definition of insanity? The definition, Trey had one. Okay, let me read some comments. First of all, Bebop, what's happening, dog? Your movie is coming out next week, bro. Salute to you. I heard it's great. And you got John Cena. So you are the low. You are the dude. Melissa says, Trey had one single game with George Kittle. We're now going to talk about blessing us, Christian. He ain't played with the Christian yet. He hasn't got to be in a Christian church yet. But Brock Purdy has. James Garoppolo has. That pass that Christian threw to Debo, he could throw to Trey. You ever thought about that? Bet you couldn't throw it to Brock. It looked like Tom Brady trying to catch those passes. Melissa says Trey had one single game with George Kittle and other healthy old weapons versus Houston in a must-win game that he won to put us into the fucking playoffs where James did his pirouette dance and lost it for us. Boom. If Trey had not won that game in Houston, James would not have been able to give it to the Rams. Being injured, but people dismiss it because Texas weren't shit. That's not our fault. You play who's on the schedule. Bebop, great to see you. Brian, my man, what's happening? How you doing, sir? How you feeling? Moody versus Zane. Let me know, Brian. It's coming starting tomorrow, bro. Mr. saying what's up to Anshu. Everybody, please, if you don't mind, hit the like button. Brian says, I've never been to the strip club. I wouldn't mind. I'm a good dancer. Well, Brian, when we go to the strip club, because I'm moving back to California soon. Next week, as a matter of fact. Shout out to me. And I will be at the LA Rams game. If you didn't know, now you know. You know now. As Big Boy once said, if you didn't know, you know now. Outcast. Well, Outcast will be back. Me in California, in LA County, after 7 years of living here in Las Vegas, because when James came, I had to go. So I'll be going back to California, and I will be at the LA Rams, the Inglewood Rams game, myself and my sons in the stadium, in the arena, in the parking lot, setting shit on fire like I'm going to do today. Please believe me. Brian, if you want to go to the strip club, dog, check this out. We will go. And we got to bring we have to bring Miss Tony, though, because I don't get down like that. I'm not trying to put you in a box, bro. I ain't trying to put you in no kind of situations. Not on my watch, Brian. Not on my watch. We ain't going to be the ones dancing, Brian. That's what we got the ladies for. Did you see Trey Lance dancing? No. He was Steve-O Supremo. It's not Quest for Six. Yeah, it's, bro, Steve-O. I'm about tired of saying that, Steve-O. Honestly, thank you. What's up, dog? Hopefully you're doing good. Please hit the like button. I'm about tired of calling for the Quest for Six. I want that shit to end. Kyle and John lie like Persian rugs. I'm not going to get into it. I hope you good, too, Melissa. I hope you said that back to him. Hope you don't just, he's not just doing it to you. Wishing you well. Some fans are unwilling to give Trey a chance because he didn't walk into winning in a most healthy team like Purdy. And yeah, exactly. And 10, there you go. That's my girl. The need for 6 makes him dismissive and, unbelievable. The need for 6 is making us all crazy. What's happening, Daniel? Thank you for coming in, sir. We talking Niners. A lot went down today. We got a lot to talk about. Okay, so they won't talk about this. Nobody would tell you about Trey. Today in the press conference, the fucking 49ers media, 2 people asked questions about Trey. You know one was Grant. It's only because he wants Kyle fired. You still don't really get no love, Grant. I try. I keep trying to see a sprinkle in you, bro, but I can't do it because I believe that you don't have the best interests of this team at heart. I don't know if the other people, Matt Mayoko, Jennifer, or I don't know that they do either because I think they have tunnel vision for Brock. The BC, right? The Brock Cockers out there. We got the Trey Sexuals and we got the Brock Cocks. That's what we are, basically. Because I now also on platform 246, let me say this for everybody. Whether you see this now, later, tomorrow, whether you go back to the future and you see it yesterday, on platform 246, FTTB is faithful to Trey and Brock and faithful to the Bay. But FTTB means faithful to Trey and Brock. In my house, with my son, with my seeds. They hate when I call them that. With my seeds, with me, I'm faithful to both them sons of bitches. I just believe that Trey Lance can be a better player than Brock Purdy. And now also after their injuries, if Trey Lance never runs for 40 yards in his career, which I doubt Peyton Manning did, and he's nowhere near him, but you get the sentiment. If Trey Lance never runs for 40 yards straight in his career because he has a bad ankle now, if he's still a good quarterback, hallelujah. But Trey Lance fucked his ankle up, snapped his shit, left it right on the 25-yard line. It's still there. Brock Purdy snapped his fucking wishbone, his throwing wishbone. So is that going to be okay? John Lynch today in the press conference. They asked questions about Trey Lance. He wouldn't even try to open his mouth. There was only 3 of them asked, but he almost looked disheveled. When they asked 2 questions, one specifically about the velocity, which he didn't have a lot of anyway, Faithful, let's be honest. But the velocity, he had more than James, though. But when they asked about that, he was about to answer the question so fast, his fucking tongue was doing backflips. Twice in the presser, they were going to answer at the same time because they were really kind of talking to Kyle, but John wanted to answer it because it was about Brock Purdy and whether he was ready. He was about to cut. They were talking at the same time, twice. Why? Because John Lynch has a hard-on for Brock Purdy, and he hates Trey Lance, I think. What's up, CarCast? How you doing, sir? Please, thank you for stepping up, bro. Hit the like button, man. Everybody, say what's up to everyone, please. I'm doing well, sir. How are you doing? How is everybody doing? Happy Tuesday to everybody. We recently got some, new subscribers. Of a couple few. We just passed 750 subscribers, and I really want to say thank you to everybody who rocks with my channel, for myself and my sons. Even though a lot of times when I'm in the club, it's going down. Goody Mob. Who's that peeping in my window? Nah, bop, bop, nobody now. Who's that peeking in my window? Blow. That's how Trey Lance feels, like somebody blow every time he wakes up. From the media, from Kyle Juszczyk, from John Lynch, from a lot of you. And that man is working hard than a son of a bitch right now. Trying to be good. Debo trying to lose weight. Trey Lance just trying to be great. That's the two people you can see working out. And when you look at reality, they said right now, Brock Purdy has no limitations. But then turn right around in the same breath and says, yeah, we're not going to make him throw as hard as he can throw. And he cannot. Shout out to Randy, by the way. Thank you for stepping up, Randy. Thank you to Cardcast. What's up to y'all? He cannot practice more than 2 days in a row. But he's full go. No restrictions. But Trey Lance is right here, and John Lynch didn't say his name one time today. Make it rain. It's raining on Trey Lance because the faithful shit on this man. He's not a kid, George. By the way, do you call Brock Purdy a kid? They're 5 months apart. Literally. And trust me, getting married early does not make you a man. I got married early. I made plenty of mistakes. I got married at 20 years old. My ass had just skipped off 19. My birthday's in February. I got married in April. I was 2019. I'm not married to her anymore. I got two beautiful boys. A lot of you seen them. But we're not married anymore because neither one of us are ready. But also, we weren't kids. What's happening? Oh, my fault, y'all. You know what, y'all? Link in the comments. My fault, y'all. I just been going, ranting. This is supposed to be a call-in show. I can't do this all day. I wanted a better show than this. So I just dropped the link in there right now. I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to take a breather. I haven't changed this shit off of anything. Brandy Rhodes. She's fine. That's a fine woman. Quest 46 and Revenge Tour. Never need mentioning it again. Much love, Melissa. Boom. It's in the comments. Yep. Don't talk about. If I see somebody say Revenge Tour this year, if I hear it one time, I promise. Now my internet want to start. Okay. Hopefully everything is well. Hit that. Thank you so much, CG, and everybody. Subscribe to everyone there who's a content creator, please. The link is in the comments. Anybody wants to jump on? And thank you so much, everybody that's watching. I know a lot of content creators are live right now. If you're jumping back for David, my man, Dave, how you feeling about what John Lynch and Kyle said today? Romello, what are you feeling? What video did they put out about Trey? The one from Kai's shots or whatever? Yeah, I looked at the video about that one. If you're talking about it, he looks great. That's what I said right there. He looks crispy, but nobody seems to give a damn. Trey Lance practices and shit on the sideline, looking good. Oh, it's just practice. Anybody else? Oh, you see how they look? You see what they're doing? Like, what the fuck is that? Everybody saying what's up? What's up to Dion? Miss Melissa says, I can't stand at all. I don't like him either. Tweeting a pic of 10 arriving at us. Yes, he'll be back in. I can't stand you, Matt Mayoko. Yep. Dion, welcome, sir. Thank you for stepping up. Help me with Matt Mayoko's mark ass.
Bro, you know we got some bitch ass fucking reporters, man. Our reporters are busters. They don't ask questions. They don't ask the hard questions. It's once in a while you give Grant Cohn a couple of little points because he will ask that hard question. But then you got Kyle running around here with 5-hour-long soliloquies about BS that nobody wants to hear. It's like you ask him a question and this motherfucker will take you on a ride that you'll never want to be on ever in your life. You're like, why? I don't understand. But my number one thing I wanted to jump on with you about, man, is the disrespect for Trey Lance.
Thank you. Talk about it. I'll go on mute.
It's getting on my nerves that everybody and their mama has jumped on Sam Darnold's dick, but everybody seems to act like Trey Lance don't exist. Even when the reporters were asking the questions, what's the first thing they said? Will Sam and Trey be splitting reps? See, here's the thing. People miss this nugget, and I've been saying this, and I'm going to stick to it because I know I'm right. I've been telling everybody if Brock is cleared, fully healthy, no setbacks, he will be the starter at the beginning of the season. There is no hope for Trey Lance to be able to start over Brock Purdy. And you know what Kyle did? Kyle let you know that was the truth today. Because, see, what you got to do is you got to learn to understand people, understand their body language, and understand how they talk and what they mean when they're saying stuff. They can be quick and be slick about it, and some things may go over people's head, but I see everything. So you know what happened? You know what Kyle did? When Trey first came in, what did Kyle say about him beating out Jimmy Garoppolo? It's going to be very hard for him to beat out Jimmy. Mm-hmm. Then they asked him again today, is there, basically in so many words, is there like a real QB competition? Does Trey have the opportunity to be able to start? It's going to be really hard for him to beat out Brock. So you know what that tells me? Listen up, people. Ain't nobody worried about Trey Lance. No one cares what he did in the offseason. I don't care that his throwing motion improved. I don't care nothing about none of that. Brock is my guy. I'm going with Brock, and that's going to be the end of it. And for him it's a slap in the face to Trey Lance to openly state. First of all, what did he say? Brock's only practicing 2 days out the week. But those 2 days, where's Brock at? With the first team. And then the other days, Trey Lance will be there, but him and Sam will split the reps evenly. Excuse me. First of all, Coach, how the fuck the new guy get the opportunity to be able to split shit with me? He don't know nothing. He barely know the goddamn playbook. He don't know his left hand from his ass cheek. Why am I what? Like the disrespect given to Trey Lance is just been consistent. And I've been saying, I'm gonna say this real quick, and I know a lot of people may not like it. If I'm Trey Lance, I want out. I don't have time to sit here behind Brock Purdy. For what? I have talent. I am better than him. I know I'm better than him. You know what I would do? I'd go to Washington. You know why? They just got some new ownership. Part of that ownership is black in Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
You know who's over in Washington too?
Yeah.
Eric Bieniemy. So if you could take me and turn me into the next Pat Mahomes in Washington, might as well go ahead and roll out. Why am I going to sit here and rot knowing I have no chance at starting unless, God forbid, there's an injury? And I don't want that to be the case. I don't want Brock to get injured. But I'm saying anybody that still has a belief in their mind that this is an open competition, stop fooling yourself. Please stop. Don't let yourself be sucked in by the Kyle BS. We know Sam Darnold is trash. That man that gave us, 55 games for us to figure out that he ain't worth a dime, but magically he's supposed to come in and he's supposed to be better than Trey Lance. And we need to mention Sam Darnold every time before we mention Trey Lance, as if Trey Lance is some kind of an afterthought. Like, it just doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, there is no QB competition. That's smoke being blown up your ass by the organization because they have to do that. Kyle will continually tell you in every sense of the word that Brock is the guy. But when you choose to blatantly just, oh, no, we're not believing that there's an open competition. No, there isn't. At the end of the day, man, I just want Trey to have a fair shot, but he's not going to get it here. And people don't believe me. People get mad at me when I say that Kyle likes a white quarterback. He does. I have yet to have a person prove me wrong on that. I never said Kyle didn't like black folks. I never said he was racist. I didn't say none of that. I said he has a preference in quarterbacks. Look at the man's track record. When the last time he worked with a black quarterback outside of RG3? Didn't when he first got here, Lawrence, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes some viable fucking options at quarterback that he could have drafted? But no,
100%.
we couldn't do that. You know what we did? We went with Brian Hoyer. We all would love to forget that. He drafted C.J. Beathard. This is your first year in the organization. You know there is no incumbent starter. You know you don't want Colin Kaepernick. But because you are in love with Kirk Cousins, who, by the way, is a free agent next year, people, you sat there and screwed us your first year and didn't go get a guy because there wasn't a Caucasian quarterback that fit your bill. But you drafted C.J. Beathard as if he was supposed to be the next coming to Joe Montana or something. Though he drafted him in, I think, in like the 5th or 6th round or something. Either way, it's a situation where these are facts. The Shanahans didn't want RG3. Daniel Snyder did. What did they do to spite him? Right back around and go draft who? None other than Kyle's man crush, Kirk Cousins. People, I'm out here just spitting facts to you. If you find a way to prove me wrong, by all means, I'll open the door for you to do so. I just slapped you in the face with reality. If you don't like it, it is what it is. But I'm just telling you the truth.
And thank you for doing that, dog. And thank you for stepping up, sincerely, man. For real. You made basically not a single point that I can dispute, including, I think, Kyle's preference for, I'm going to say, pocket quarterbacks. So, look, thank you for stepping up, bro. Please, hopefully, if you can stick around in the comments, I sincerely appreciate it. If not, have a good night. Thank you for dropping in. I don't know if this is the first or second time we had you on, so we got to do it again, get you on.
It's the first time, man. We gotta get a full show together sometime, man. Holler at me on the side. We'll get something linked up because we here, man. Like we seriously here. Like when I be hearing you talk, I'm like, okay, he sounds just like me. This ain't nothing different. But I always, and I ride. The reason I ride for Trey Lance so hard is because I want the young man to have a fair opportunity, and I just know he's not going to get that here. And I need people just to remember: do not think I've never, not once, ever said Kyle was racist. I said the man has a type. Okay, it's like a normal person out there in the world. Okay, you either like a skinny woman or you like a thick woman. Some people like a big girl. It is what it is. That's your type. That doesn't mean you bias amongst the other people. That just means you have a preference. Kyle has a preference. And his preference is Caucasian pocket quarterbacks. That's for me. Those are my thoughts. Do not cast those aspersions on platform. He didn't say that. I did. Niner Gang Podcast. And y'all know I say what I want to say when I want to say it.
Please subscribe to Niner Gang Podcast. Sincerely appreciate you, man. Shout out to the
appreciate you, brother.
49ers high behind him. Love his thank you, dog. Be safe, man. I love his background. I gotta step my shit up. When I move to LA, I will. But 100% correct, Melissa. And of course, not surprised, our Lady Niner. Do you like that, Melissa? Let me ask you. I know do y'all like faithful females of the faithful? Do women hate being called females? Lady Niners, Niner girls. What do you like, Melissa? Do you like that shit? But she came she got the no matter what you call her, she came with the stats. Yes, Beathard was 3rd, Kittle was 5th, 100%, and Deion was preaching. Yes, the bottom line is I think most of us that like Trey, and remember, folks, this is a call-in show. You see the little phones down there on the bottom, and the link is in the comments. Deion went long, but he was the first guest. He's the first one that jumped up onto the platform, so he got extra time. Okay, but if you want to jump on, please try to keep it like a couple of minutes, and we'll get you on. All right, let us know what you think about this topic, which is, of course, the biggest one that we all have, the fucking quarterback room, and how much you fucking hate Trey Lance. Speaking of hating quarterbacks, we got the answer to my question, hopefully live. Melissa.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for stepping up. How are you doing?
Surviving.
You said surprising or surparty? I'm deaf.
No, surviving.
Surviving. Boom. See, I didn't get you either one of the two. Why are you surviving?
I have two dogs right now. They're elderly. One got sick, and then the other one got sick, and now one of them is like knocking on death's door, and I'm afraid the other one's gonna go because she's gonna be depressed if his brother dies. So it's been
Oh,
rough
I'm so
lately.
hopefully. Okay, well, if you are positive of that, then my sincerest condolences. I'm so sorry. But hopefully, if what I heard was what I thought I heard, neither one of them it happens to. Is there a chance that one of them that doesn't happen to one of them?
They live long lives. I got the one in '09 right after my diagnosis, so that one's the one that hurts the most. But it is what it is, and thankfully Mariah and TL helped me out today by sending me a bunch of cards that made me smile for the first time. So I'm
Oh,
hanging in there.
well, hopefully, again, it doesn't hit you too hard. I'm really, really sorry. I can only imagine having them, especially for that long, and after what you're speaking of. So my prayers to you sincerely for your kitties. I mean that.
Thank you.
Let's try to talk some football. Let's try to talk some football. Tell me what's going on in your mind right now.
Absolutely.
What's going on in your mind?
I'm excited actually. For the first time, I might finally get what I've been promised since 2020 about 2 tight end sets. I love
Yeah,
Charlie.
it's coming.
I love Charlie Warner, but let's be honest, he had one big drop because him and Jimmy never worked out together, and he got blamed because he went, I think, outside when Jimmy threw inside, and supposedly Charlie Warner's supposed to have some magic psychic Jimmy Garoppolo. I know where he's gonna throw the ball thing, and people are writing him off. So I'm hoping that Ross Tweley is probably no longer an issue for us.
I'm hoping the same thing for the team. Honestly, I'm just hoping that we, first of all, and let's all say it. Take a moment of silence and say a prayer right now, all together, or even if you see this later on, for a healthy fucking training camp, because people are already getting carted off the field yesterday. Okay. Hello,
Yep.
Eric. Thank you for coming in, man. How you doing?
Hi, Eric.
All dogs go to heaven, so it's all good. And yes, everybody saying hello to Melissa. Melissa, so okay, question for you. Everybody came in today. Something that I saw, and I'm gonna put this to all of y'all. Let's get to talking about some camp. All right, so Fred Warner,
Okay.
and thank you so much for stepping up too. I sincerely appreciate it, folks. As you see Melissa here, she's not necessarily my co-host. You never know, right? But she's on here right now because boom, there's the link. This is a call-in show. Okay, so y'all can hit the link and we can get you on. Let us know how you feeling about Niner football right now. It's back. Melissa, camp fights. Fred Warner. I know you like Fred Warner. He's going to be lined up against George Kittle. I think you like George Kittle. Randy Nayuk doesn't give a shit who he's lined up against apparently right now. He says, fuck everybody wearing a white jersey. How you feeling about the offense versus the defense?
I'm much more interested in the other linebacker. I love Jake Greenlaw. I cannot wait to see Jake Greenlaw take on these offensive weapons. I mean, now you get to see him versus, you get to see him against Jordan Mason, Christian McCaffrey. You get to see him against TDP. You get to see him against Juwan Jennings. You get to see him against Ayuk, Samuel, Kittle. You get to see him against maybe Danny Gray. I'm really excited about the possibilities, and I'm really excited to see who that third linebacker is going to end up being.
Say that last part again for me.
I'm praying it's McCrary Ball personally, but LB3, that's one of the things I'm most looking forward to.
Now, Melissa, you know I'm deaf, and I got so much love for you. It's messing up just a.
You can't hear anything.
Am I back? My apologies, y'all. Am I back? Let me know in the comments, please. Melissa, love, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I don't know if that was. Well, I know it was my internet too, but I was choppy and I couldn't hear anything too, so I'm sorry, Mama. But thank you for coming up with me. Hopefully, if you stand around, you can jump back on in a bit. But again, folks, this is a call-in show. If you have Romello, do you want to jump on? You don't got to put your face on, dog. You can give me 2 minutes of what you feeling. You and I talk about this all day, every day. Now, we don't really want to talk all about boom. We got somebody jumping on the comments. We got everybody in the comments, but we got somebody jumping on. Eric, it's been a minute.
What's going on? Go on, say to about.
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for coming. How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Stop it, Randy. How you been, man?
I'm doing okay. Just living the dream, buddy.
Living a dream, just like me, man. Football is back. Now, Eric is not a 49ers fan. Tell him who you rep, Eric.
I rep the Seahawks, but I'm also a very respectful guy.
He is so respectful, and that's why I got much love for Eric. Eric is one of our first folks. And on Platform 246 too, besides, it's the Platform 246 dictionary, okay? FTTB on this channel means faithful to Trey and Brock. I threw an and, that little squiggly and, I throw that in there. I just don't do it when I hashtag it because that fucks up your hashtag. Okay. But then also, I just forgot the other fucking part I was going to say. God damn it, I had a whole skit ready to go. I had a joke, Eric. More fucking comments. What did you just say to me, Eric, a minute ago? Can you remember? Y'all remember? But anyway, that's part of the dictionary. We're going to have a whole dictionary coming out on platform. Oh, folks. Boom. Folks. Y'all are my folks. You got to sub. And please subscribe to the channel. But I don't like the word fans and all that shit like that. I'm a 49ers fan. But y'all are our folks. So, Eric, so what's your thoughts? Give me a minute. How you think the Seahawks are going to do this year? Besides the 0-2 to me.
Well, I think we're going to do pretty good. I believe we're going to do really well this year.
You think Geno Smith was not a 1-year wonder?
I guess we're going to find out. I mean, I'm still not exactly sure what he is, but I'm sure that he's going to definitely do the best he can.
Amen. Except for twice a year against us. Best of luck to Geno. Best of luck to you, Eric.
Yes,
Thank you for stepping up, dog.
Yeah.
Good luck. Go ahead.
I believe both games are going to be very tough games this year.
I think so too.
I think probably what's going to end up coming down to is whoever was hosting the games, whether it be Seattle or San Francisco, that's probably going to be the side that's going to end up winning that game, because unless Brock Purdy plays, then if Brock Purdy starts on Thanksgiving, I don't know, because he's already proven he can. Yeah, he's already proven that he can come into Seattle and win. So
that was last year. That was last year, Eric. That was last year. Don't worry about it. I'm just kidding. All right, look. No. Look, best of luck to you in every game except for against those two against us. And I do think you guys are going to actually have a good season. I'm jealous as hell that you got NGB or NJB or niggas with attitude. Jackson Smith and Jigba. He went to the Ohio State, and you guys got him. So I'm afraid for the next probably 6-7 years. So good luck, man. Hope you're feeling good. I'm gonna get Melissa's on hold to jump back on for her because I cut her off, and that was not nice. So thank you, brother. Be safe, all right. My man Eric, y'all. Thank you, Eric, sincerely. And Melissa is back. Now that was my fault, Melissa. Sincere apologies.
It's okay.
And
screwy all day.
Oh, and Raina, where are you at? Just so we, don't put your address on your ID out there, nothing like that. We don't want, stalkers. But what state do you live in?
I live in Jersey.
Are you in Jersey? It's fucking up. The weather's fucking up over there on the East Coast right now. And thank you look, Melissa. Much love to Melissa hanging out with us at 10:10. Stepped up. at 10 o'clock at night. I appreciate you East Coasters, even more so you people in Switzerland and Shaka Zulu, all that stuff. Okay, so Dirty Jerry's, boom. Jersey Shore is one of my favorite top shows of all time. So let's okay. Give me your final thought.
I
How
hate
you
that
feeling
show.
about training
I
camp?
hate that
You
show.
hate it? I know you're from Jersey because you're from
No,
Jersey.
they're
Right.
not even.
I'm from Compton,
They're not from
California.
Jersey. They're from Poughkeepsie, New York. They're from Upper New York.
Well, yeah,
Every last
They're
one of them is from either Poughkeepsie or from Staten Island. And not a single person on the Jersey Shore is actually from Jersey. But that's a whole
I
other
don't want to get
story.
you mad. I don't want to get you more mad than JG. What's your final thoughts on training camp? Tomorrow's day one. People on the field. What is the one thing you want to see tomorrow?
I want to see the line battles most of all. I'm dying to see Burford and Banks versus like Javon Hargrave and maybe Eric Armstead and T.Y. McGill. I'm like dying to see offense versus defense. Really, I mean, there's so many people who want to like talk just position battles, and that's fine and all. But I think when things get the best for training camp coverage is really when it's offense versus defense. It's like the first time you ever saw Trent Williams versus Nick Bosa. Those photos went on everyone's account, went completely viral, and nobody could get enough of it. It's just like one of the coolest things about having such a talented roster is you can see them bring out the best in each other. I love that Fred Warner's already talking trash.
He and Brandon Ayuk. So look out, Melissa. Look out for it. I don't know if we're on the. I'm damn sure we're on Twitter, but I don't know if we're on the social networks together. I can't remember, Instagram and shit like that. And I think we might be on a couple.
If not,
I'm gonna be sharing all kinds of shit.
49IZZY.
Yes.
And maybe in the next couple months, I'll be heading back to driving to the Dub Productions where I hang out with Adam and his friends, and we talk all the different teams throughout the year and break down the previous week's matchups and stuff. So it's nice to finally get to be on your show.
Well, y'all heard that.
And thank you for keeping it real because
I am so happy when I saw
I really hate being the only Juice hater in the world.
Thank you.
It's ridiculous at this point.
You're not.
Bye.
That man makes me sick, and I'm not afraid to say it. Kyle Juszczyk gets on my goddamn nerves every time he smiles. Melissa, thank you, Barbara, so much. Have a good night. I know it's a little late over there, but hopefully you hang out. I don't know how much longer we'll be, but thank you so much for coming on.
Bye.
Kyle Juszczyk, you know what you need to do, Kyle Juszczyk? You need to shut your mouth sometimes. Just like you, Jonathan Lynch, 49ers. You are a used car snake oil salesman. You hate the person that you traded 2 draft picks and swapped 1 first-round pick for. You loathe him. And why, John Lynch? It's because you got a big-ass face and you got a 6 fucking head. What? And Trey's losing his hair, John. What the fuck does that have to do with why do you hate him so much? I won't say he's black because all you talk about is Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks. So it's not that. Why the fuck do you hate Trey Lance so bad, John Lynch? Why do you continuously say that Brock Purdy is the second coming of the birth baby of Joe Montana and Steve Young? And his uncle is like Jeff Garcia. Why? Why, John Lynch? You talk too fucking much. Today, they're talking to Kyle, the coach of this team. But you like that woman on the side that just got to speak for her man. That's you, John Lynch. We all have seen her. Some of us have been that man. Some of you have been that man. And see, one man who's not stupid is Kyle Juszczyk, or who's not dumb. Again, I say it too fast sometimes. Who's not dumb is Kyle Juszczyk, but he is stupid in my opinion. Shut your fucking mouth. You and John, both Harvard and Stanford. You're too smart for your own good, the both of you. And you talk too much. Well, you ain't saying shit. Fitztragic went to Harvard as well. Well, fuck you, Fitzmatrick. Fitzmattress. John Lynch, sometimes you start to talk and my ears really, like I get a ringing in my head. When he first got hired, I was really pumped for John Lynch. It's like, fuck, John Lynch can't come with this rat-faced cartoon Kyle Shanahan, Master Splinter. We got Master Splinter and the Stanford graduate. We got a buck. We got one of them orange popsicle guys. He's going to be our GM. Thank God it wasn't that nigga that keeps lying saying that he was going to get hired. Louis Riddick with his stupid mark ass. Y'all know that motherfucker was saying 7 years ago now that, yeah, he literally was getting a story out there that he was the one that was getting hired before John got hired. Shut your dumb ass up too, Louis Riddick. You stupid too. But John Lynch, very, very bright man, but always, I believe, has his foot in his mouth, or wants to put his foot in Kyle's mouth so he can be the only one talking. And Kyle's quiet really anyway, unless you ask him a question that he doesn't want to answer specifically, or something that he thinks he can make you sound stupid if he answers a lot of. And I think to an extent, maybe Kyle is afraid of what Trey Lance could be. Juice and Ross Dwelly saying shit week 2 after Trey's injury because good old boy was starting to get despised. Yeah, both always with straight trash what they did. Looks like Niner football again. Like Niner football. Shut your ass up. Yeah, getting to the championship round and losing because the other quarterback is better. Yep. Niner football. Getting to the end, but the other quarterback is just better. And Faithful, if you don't think that that's what the truth is for our organization, and while we don't have a Super Bowl yet in the rat face, the rat family, Kyle Shanahan, his father, and he both look like rats. Look at them. You'll never be able to forget it. Look at the picture of Kyle sitting at the podium first day that he got hired. You all know, you all have seen it. We've all watched it on YouTube before I was a YouTuber. We've all seen it a million times. He looks like a whole different man now because of the stress. But we've all seen it. He looks like a rat. And so does his father. Or just Google it with Jim Rome. You'll see what I'm talking about. The rat family. That rat-faced Master Splinter cartoon, Kyle came, and he brought John Lynch's ass with him. And they started Niner football. And you know what Niner football has been? Getting to the end, but not getting the win. Or injured quarterbacks. That's what it's been. So next year, when Adam Peters hopefully takes over, John, you can smile like that, hopefully on Fox. Hopefully on Fox. Somebody else that I think needs to, or maybe doing a different job, at least for the next few weeks, or lightening their load, like I wish John Lynch's load was lightened, was Mitch Wisnowski. Because apparently Big Mitch was in there clanging and banging. You know what I'm saying? Respect to him for that. But he tweaked his back like a crack pipe. Tweaked it. So now, boom, he's on the NIL or NLI, NFI, non-football injury list, maybe? Yeah, boom, I think it's the NFI list. Only person on the PUP list is not Purdy. And that's all we heard today, is that Brock Purdy is not on the PUP list. Remember that, Faithful. That's all you really heard. And then he can throw a little bit. But Mitch Wisnowski, he can't kick or anything right now because he jacked his back up lifting weights. So now, as far as I know, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. As far as I know, who's punting now? Does anybody know? Mousy. Yeah, he looks like a mouse. Win now mindset. Meanwhile, They've been here for 7 years now. When now? What are we doing? How do we get here? I'm off track. Just like that. Now Bosa not coming to camp. That's what's right there. How the fuck? And maybe this is a call-in show. If you want to jump in, somebody, hopefully you have somebody that hasn't come on already. We already because don't be afraid. We keep it real light around here on Platform 246. But come in and say hello. And don't just gawk. But how do we get here? To where last year, Trey Lance was the leader of the team. Gave him the keys, right? And then all of a sudden, he gets injured and he loses that because a mirage materialized and sprinkled over Kyle Shanahan's eyes, over his rat face. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I sincerely appreciate it. His nickname in school was Squeaks. I believe it. Kyle Shanahan. Okay, thank you, sir. Free agent kick we signed before Moody was drafted said he was going to be like Goo, field goal, and other kicking duties. So maybe he can punt. Right now, we don't have a punter because Mitch's back is tore up. So hopefully, Mitch Wisnowski is not going to miss any regular time. We're now 1 month away. We're about to get into practices with the Raiders. I believe they start with maybe 10 days max. Somebody who won't be there for those practices, though. One Nicholas Small Bear Bosa. Why not? Because your GM and mine, John Lynch, doing his game, doing his dance. I wonder when Adam Peters takes over if he's going to make everybody wait up until day 11 hours before pads go on, like John does, like he did with George, like he did with Fred. What's going to happen with? Because it's what kind of contract is this that we're getting with this guy? His rookie contract. This is now what's going to happen with Christian? Because Christian's going to try to reset the market. Because he's a part of those people who last night got their nuts cut off on that phone call, and then this morning got their nuts thrown out the door like Lacey. Was it Lacey that did that? You cut her husband's dick off. All the running backs that this morning found out that they are shit. When Saquon signed that $10, $11 million deal this morning and said, yes, sir, and I'm coming to work, sir. Christian, white or not, is right at the head of that list. So Christian's going to be trying to get some money out of John Lynch's punk ass sometime too. I bet you. Right now, it's the best player probably maybe in football. Top 5 players in football. Nicholas Bosa, who he nor his Thor abs and thighs. Pause. Thank you, my man, my folks. Faithful in the folks. Melissa, I don't even know. Never, because they're stupid, Melissa. My man Granddad's in the building. What's happening, homeboy? Day is pretty good. How was yours? How was your family, Granddad's? How are the Dolphins coming to camp? How is your children? How's dinner? Dinner, I haven't got there yet. I'm not sure. Probably grilled cheese. It's probably a grilled cheese. Thank you, Randy. Lorraine about it. My man. Do as Granddad said, please. I thank you. The original swipe left. Absolutely. Who, James Garoppolo? Super pause. But still, Nick Bosa, in all his glory, he didn't come to camp because we're playing fucking Monopoly with them, I guess. Right? I guess because John Lynch plays checkers instead of playing chess. And just making the smart move as fast as you can. Like getting behind Trey Lance and signing Nick Bosa early. Having Nick Bosa in the first day of camp. Alongside Javon Hargraves for snap 1. Nope. Act like he's not going to pay Nick Bosa the highest fucking defensive contract that there's ever been in football. But for some reason, John Lynch thinks it's most important and best to just wait it out. And today he said, when they asked him, he said, you know what, let me tell you. He just does it. I quote, go back and watch it if you don't believe me. You know what? Because he already knew it was coming. He's like, let me tell you, motherfuckers, don't keep asking me that. Okay? Nick's going to be here. We're going to get him and blah, 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 blah. He's the best, one of the best players and blah, 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 blah. Shut up, John. and pay the man so we can get Nick into camp with the number one defense in football next season as quickly as possible. Let me ask you a question, Faithful. What kind of press conference do you want to see in voluntary, whatever the fuck, OTAs next season? Do you want to see Nick Bosa coming up and saying, you know what, last year I was horrible. I haven't played like this since I tore my rib open at Ohio State, and I sat out my whole junior year so I can get ready for you, the Niners. I haven't played this bad since my last year of college football because, you know what, I was worrying about my contract. I got into camp late. And even though I'm fucking Nick Bosa, I had an off year. Fred Warner, when he got his contract the next year, he had an okay year. He wasn't all pro Fred. When George Kittle got his contract that next season, I don't know if he finished it. And last year, Debo got his contract after being in the club. We talked a lot about clubs tonight on Platform 246. We've stepped up into the club tonight, the club talk. Debo, after getting his contract and being like, fuck that nigga, nope, in the club, right? What did he come out and do? Shit the bed. And he as much said it himself. That's not my words, those are his. Those are my words. But he said the same thing, but just with different words. Pretty harsh. He said he sucked himself. And Kyle Shanahan apparently has been looking at Debo's titties for the last 2 weeks. Debo's been sending him more pictures than two people that just met on Tinder or Black. BLK. That for black folks. And Tinder's for all of us, right? Debo's been sending Kyle Shanahan more titty shots than two people that just met on there. Hopefully the girl, but then a couple that met on Tinder. Kyle said today, I've been seeing a whole lot of Debo's chest. Why? Because he said, no, I'm going to chill. And I got this money. Ooh, let me build this brand new house during the middle of whenever the fuck he built it, right? And let me come into the season with a big ass chain and let me suck all year. So hopefully that does not happen to Nick Small Bear Bosa. Small Bear. I understand the fact that you didn't want to get anywhere near carrying Eddie to Barlow Avenue. Maybe Jay Greenlaw will pick up some of your slack on that side of the defense, since you're not going to be anywhere around anytime soon until John Lynch tries to sign you, which is really 4 days before we play the Raiders. Breast assist, yes. Debo's been showing Kyle his breast assist nonstop, apparently. So shout out to Debo. Also, I want to say shout out to Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver 1, going into camp. Brandon Ayuk said, and I quote, if you have on a white jersey this week, you know what it is then? One thing. Pause in the comments. Okay, there we go. We're back. Yeah. So Brandon Ayuk said it's fuck you if you have on a white jersey this week. And then all the defense immediately came out and said, well, I wear a white jersey. That's kind of harsh. What the fuck? Red versus white. And red versus white is going to lead to what? Us having joint practices with the Raiders. We are going to get to see James Garoppolo against our defense. I know that those men are licking their chops right now. Like all of us are for football. I know the faithful are fighting. I know the faithful hate Trey Lance. Probably 50% of us. But the faithful, if nothing else, are ready for football. And I know our defense is going to be ready to see James and Devontae. And I guess Josh Jacobs, when he signs his little tender deal, because he's next, right? Saquon cracked. Next is Josh Jacobs. Shout out to my fantasy team. I drafted Josh Jacobs. And I got a little scared thinking, wait, this nigga may not play this year. Psych. He's playing. So we get a chance to go up against Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, maybe Hunter Renfrow. Nobody on the defense except for the Crosby kid. And James Garoppolo. Faithful, let me know in the comments how you think we're going to do in that game. How do you think we're going to do in the practices? Who do we think will stand out in those practices against the Raiders? I would expect a lot of the rookies, honestly, to try to make an impression. We saw people like, what was it, fucking Jimmy Ward, right, get into fights with, who was that? DeAndre Hopkins, right? Yeah. F. Mike Florio. Oh, let's see. Grandin says, Florio predicts 49ers quarterback depth chart to be, don't sleep on Sam Darnold. Mike Florio, this is for you. Sit on it. Sit on it, no pause, Mike Florio. That also goes for fucking Spongy. You're late. Hit the like button on 3. Go to get 3 accounts, Spongy, and hit the like button. And have 3 of your friends come in too, Spongy. You're late, Spongy. You should get. You should be. It should come straight to your fucking mailbox, Spongy. And you're strong enough at 12 for me to say the F word. Quarterback Terrence Mitchell plays. Yep. Thank you so much. Grant does is the man with the stats. He speaks with it all the time. Our man is on the NLI or NFI. Mitch can't play right now. He was clanging and banging. He was getting his swole on. So shout out to Mitch. Hopefully he recovers quickly. That's the only player that we put on PUP. Steve, I'm just saying, bro. Brock, the first thing that they asked in the press conference today, of course, was, did you put anybody on the PUP list? They really were they meant Brock, but they didn't expect to hear. Yeah, Mitch Wisnowski, and you already know Darrell Luter. So Darrell Luter won't be playing. John Lynch did say, and that's one thing I did believe that he said today, is that kid is really smart, and we expect him to be, a factor for us down the line. What won't be a factor for us will be Sam Darnold. I don't think we see Sam Darnold playing at all this year. Hopefully, I'm hoping. But we do get a chance right now to see, I think, Brock Purdy and Trey Lance go head-to-head. In those joint practices, Brock Purdy is going to be practicing twice, and he's going to take a day off. On that day off, Trey Lance and Sam Darnold will split the reps primarily, probably like 55-45 or 60-40 Trey with the first team, and get ready for the Raiders, because James is going to go into camp and stand across from Davante Adams like this and fix his quarterback wristband and throw that first deep pass to Davante Adams that either lands at his back heel or goes through the uprights, and he is going to fucking freak out. And I'm so glad that us faithful don't have to have anything to do with that shit today. So thank y'all so much for coming through with us today. I had a whole bunch of shit to talk about. We went through the most of it today, one way or the other. I think Kyle was very truthful. I think we got a chance to see really what Kyle thinks about this team. Is that right now, Brock is the number one player as long as he is healthy. And it's going to be difficult for Trey Lance to beat him out, unless Brock Purdy is not the same person, not the same player that he was last year, now that he's come off of a surgery. Dates announced for 49ers. Hold on. Melissa says, okay, relentless, yes, boom. Dates announced for 49ers preseason practice with the Raiders, joint practices against the Raiders on August 10th at 11th. Thank you, my man. Thank you, dog. So we're what? Damn, 17 days away before we get to start making fun of James. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Turn on your notifications. I know they don't work, but please turn on your notifications. Everybody that supports the channel, I really do appreciate it. Even if we have different opinions, I don't care about that. I think a lot more of you care about that against me than I do against you. I don't care if you don't think the same way as me. I just care about being around Niner fans, straight up. That's really how I feel. Now, but I act like a damn fool against you and shit like that and cuss people the fuck out and stuff, of course. But we all do that. But as a general rule, I don't mind anybody having a different opinion of me. I just love football, and I fucking love the 49ers. And now football is back. We have some injuries, like to Mitch, who won't be playing much, apparently. Exhibition. Boom. That's a whole lot of schedule. Followed by preseason opener in Vegas, August 13th. Be there or be square. I'll already be back in California. So I guess that's only fitting. But I don't want to see James play up close anyway. Why is it Sam will excel with weapons he has never had before, but Trey is written off like he can't? Ultimate bullshit. No, Melissa, you rock. So with that, I want to say thank y'all so much for watching tonight. Happy Tuesday to you. Niner football is back. So you know what that means. more of us here on the platform. And man, and Big City, I didn't get a chance to shout you out because my man Dion was on earlier. How you doing, dog? I don't know how you felt about the press conference today with Kyle and John, but we know that that's the big topic for all the faithful right now. Who's quarterback 1? Who's quarterback 5 on this team? That's what you people need to start really thinking about. Us motherfucking fans need to be worrying about who's quarterback 6 on the Niners, because Kyle doesn't know what the fuck he's doing in that aspect, if you ask me. And I love Kyle Shanahan, his rat face and all. I'm a Cal fan. I'm one of Cal's folks, and y'all are my folks. So the Niners are back. Thank y'all so much for coming in with us. Niner gang or don't bang. We are back to football. And I don't like when I woke up this morning, I was just excited. Like, I'm not bullshitting. I could not wait until 11 o'clock Pacific time, a.m., when that fucking press conference was coming on. And I was 6 minutes late because of work. I was mad at the motherfucker. I was the first, if you don't believe, I don't know if you can see it. I was the very first comment in that shit since yesterday when they said it was going to happen. I bullshit you not. Platform 246 was the first comment in there. And then it went to the live stream comments. I was in that bitch last night. I was the first one. I was the first like, unless somebody who did it at the exact second as me. I bullshit you not. Because all I can think about is the 49ers and real 49er football. Even though they pissed me the fuck off, seeing Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch sit at the podium, I'm not even going to say it. Pause. That's what it does to me. I'm not seeing fucking Fred Warner at the podium, knowing that the 49ers are back, that football is back, makes me feel like a kid. It really does. I love the 49ers. After my kids, it's them and my mom. Legit. And Sprite. So I'm going to go get some Sprite right now. Thank y'all so much for watching. Niner Ganger Don't Bang. We're going to destroy the Raiders. We're going to run through the league and James. Master Spinner, that's Kyle. Keep it in your minds. And every time you look at him, when he's pissed or when he's yelling, think of him yelling at Michelangelo. The movie's about to come out. I got him. They're built in my head, Grandizer. The movie's about to come out. Thank you so much, Grandizer. I'm trying. I'm getting better at it. My kids probably would disagree with you no matter what. But thank y'all so much for watching. Go Niners. The season is here, and I cannot be happier. I really can't. But it's about to be. It was a long off season, faithful. Now it's going to be a long fucking season. Please subscribe to the channel so y'all can be here with me throughout all of it, and for all the videos when I drop as well. Not just the lives, but me saying just the crazy shit that's going to come to me nonstop because of the Niners over the next 8 months. So thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all be safe.